Well, the Edmonton Oilers' two biggest stars are suiting up for a new team in an Ontario beer league.
McDavid. That one.
Oilers captain Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl taking part in a game in McDavid's hometown of Newmarket, Ontario on Wednesday night. Get this, despite having a pair of NHL All-Stars, TSN says their team lost 6-2.
It looked like just another local game until two of the best hockey players on earth stepped onto the ice. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid joined a regular beer league match out of nowhere. No one believed it at first, but when they started skating, people froze. Then the phones came out, and the whole hockey world lit up overnight. Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid played in a summer beer league game in Newmarket, Ontario. The game happened at the Magna Centre, a local rink near McDavid's hometown. It was a regular midweek match with no big crowds expected. But that changed quickly. Both NHL stars wore blue and orange Edmonton Oilers practice jerseys. People watching from the stands knew exactly who they were. The score didn't matter to many fans, but the final was 6-2. The team with McDavid and Draisaitl lost. Neither player scored a goal that night. A local goalie stopped several of McDavid's shots. He became a minor celebrity online. Bardown posted a video clip. McDavid was skating behind the net. He passed to Draisaitl in front of the goal. The crowd cheered loud, but the goalie blocked the shot. The goalie later said he didn't know they were playing until warm-ups. He said, "It's wild. I just tried to stay calm and play my game." McDavid told ESPN this wasn't his first beer league game. He said he has played in that same league for more than 10 years. He first joined when he was still in junior hockey. CTV News confirmed the story on July 18th. Their headline read, "Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl make surprise appearance at Newmarket Beer League game but lose." Fox News ran the story too. They said NHL stars Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl surprised a local beer league by joining a game, but were outscored by their opponents. The goalie who stopped McDavid was praised in comments and memes. One fan wrote, "Sign that guy now." Fans lined up after the game for photos and autographs. Many said they had never seen anything like it before. Others said it was a dream to see both stars so close. The players left quietly. They didn't give interviews at the rink, but their appearance became the biggest hockey moment of the week. The beer league game happened just weeks after the Oilers lost in the Stanley Cup final to the Florida Panthers. Edmonton had reached the final for the second year in a row. They lost both times. Leon Draisaitl scored 9 goals in the 2025 playoffs. Connor McDavid had 27 playoff points. Now, just a month later, they were skating in a quiet rink with local players. It wasn't planned, it wasn't announced, they just showed up. A referee working the game told Bardown, "It's crazy to see that kind of talent up close. It doesn't happen in beer league." The rink was packed by the second period. People heard the news and rushed to the arena. By the end of the game, there were over 200 fans watching from behind the glass. McDavid said this rink was where he learned to skate. He said, "It's just a place I've always come back to." He grew up nearby and played at the Magna Centre as a kid. Leon Draisaitl is from Cologne, Germany. He was drafted 3rd overall by the Oilers in 2014. He has played with McDavid for almost 10 years. In 2025, he led the NHL in goals and won the Rocket Richard Trophy. He also finished the season with 111 points. Frank Saravalli, a hockey reporter, he said, "Seeing them in a casual beer league game makes it even more surreal." Videos from the game kept spreading. Fans shared comments like, "This is why you bring your gear every week." Bardown posted the clip with the title, "McDavid and Draisaitl join beer league. Newmarket goes wild." Fans who played in the game said it was hard to believe. One player wrote on Reddit, "I can't explain the feeling of lining up for a face-off and seeing McDavid across from me." After the game, both players left the rink quietly. They didn't do interviews or press, but the crowd stayed long after the final buzzer. For one night, the best players in the world were just two guys at a local rink, and that made it unforgettable.
As you said, yeah, it's only been a couple days since the season ended. Take some time to regroup. Talk to my agent a little bit and family and all that, and make some decisions whenever that time comes. But there's no rush.
Connor McDavid told reporters he wasn't in a rush to talk contracts. Now, weeks later, there's been nothing. With the team in offseason limbo and big names signing elsewhere, McDavid's silence now speaks louder than ever. The Oilers are waiting. The fans are waiting. But the captain still isn't saying anything. McDavid's silence is now a problem. And this silence could change everything for the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid is the captain of the Edmonton Oilers. He is one of the best hockey players in the world. McDavid has played his whole NHL career in Edmonton since the team picked him first in the 2015 NHL draft. His current contract is an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That deal ends in July 2026. Right now, McDavid still has 1 year left on that contract. He will be allowed to sign a new deal starting on July 1st, 2025. If he does not sign, he becomes a free agent in 2026. That means any team in the league could offer him a deal. But so far, McDavid has not said if he will stay or leave. After the Oilers lost in the 2025 Stanley Cup Final to the Florida Panthers, reporters asked McDavid about his future. He answered, "It's only been a couple days since the season ended. I'm going to take some time to regroup, but there's no rush on anything like that." He also said, "If I feel there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That was the last time he spoke about it. McDavid's numbers this season were very strong. He had 74 assists in the regular season. He scored 33 points in 22 playoff games. He had 7 goals and 26 assists. His teammate Leon Draisaitl had the same playoff point total, but McDavid still hasn't said what he will do about his contract. The fans don't know. The team doesn't know. Other NHL teams are now watching closely. Stan Bowman is the general manager of the Oilers. He said, "He's the best player in the league, most important player in the league. He's our captain. He's our leader." Bowman said the team's #1 priority is to keep McDavid. He also said the contract talks will happen when McDavid is ready. But NHL free agency is already moving fast. Teams are signing players. The Oilers have to make choices about who to keep, who to sign, and how to build next season's team. But without knowing what McDavid wants, the team can't plan fully. That has caused a problem. If McDavid leaves, it could be a very big problem. The Oilers have made the playoffs 6 years in a row. They made the Stanley Cup Final 2 years in a row, but they lost both times. Some sports writers are saying McDavid might not want to wait much longer. If he doesn't think the team can win soon, he could decide to go somewhere else. Leon Draisaitl, McDavid's teammate and top scorer, signed a new deal last year. That deal is for 8 years and $112 million. If McDavid stays, he will likely make even more. Some reports say McDavid could become the highest paid player in the league. But that would mean the team has less money to spend on other players. If McDavid stays quiet much longer, the Oilers could be forced to trade him. They won't want to lose him in free agency for nothing. That's why some experts are saying the team needs to know soon. One article said McDavid's silence is wrecking the Oilers' free agency plans. Jeff Jackson is the CEO of the Oilers. He also used to be McDavid's agent. He said the next season will help decide everything. The team will wait, but not forever. Other teams, like the Toronto Maple Leafs and Florida Panthers, are already being mentioned as possible new homes for McDavid. Right now, every NHL team is watching. If McDavid doesn't say anything by the start of the season, the rumors will grow. Teams will begin making offers. Fans will keep asking questions. Even McDavid's teammates might start to worry. The Oilers had a record of 48 wins, 29 losses, and 5 overtime losses this past season. That was good enough to make the playoffs. They went all the way to the finals, but lost to the Panthers in 6 games. McDavid led the team in assists and was one of the top playoff performers in the entire league. But now all of that is in the past. The team needs to know what comes next. Free agents are being signed by other teams. The Oilers can't wait forever. And yet, McDavid says nothing. The pressure is building.
I know people are going to look at that July 1 day and be looking to see if there's anything done. But for me, there's no I'm just not in a rush that way.
Something big is coming to hockey, and it's not just about one team. On July 1st, Connor McDavid will make a move no one saw coming. That move could change how the best players in the league get paid. It will break a rule that stars have followed for years. What happens next may change the NHL forever.
Winning would be it's the most important thing. If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem.
Connor McDavid is one of the best hockey players in the world. He plays for the Edmonton Oilers. He has scored more than 100 points in many seasons. He has won the MVP award 3 times. He led the Oilers to the Stanley Cup final 2 years in a row. But on July 1st, the big story won't be about goals or assists. It will be about money, contracts, and something much bigger. McDavid signed his last contract in 2017. It was an 8-year deal worth $100 million. That means he has been making $12.5 million every year. This deal ends in 2026. But NHL rules say a player can start talking about a new contract 2 years before the old one ends. So on July 1st, 2025, McDavid will be allowed to sign a new deal. Most top players sign the longest deal possible. That's usually 8 years. It gives them more safety and helps the team plan for a long time. But this time, McDavid is expected to do something very different. Reporters say that McDavid might not want a long contract. Instead, he could ask for a shorter one, maybe just 4 years. Some people even say he could sign for only 2 or 3 years. This is something very few superstars have done. Why would McDavid want a short deal? The answer is the salary cap. The salary cap is the most money a team can spend on its players. This year, the cap is $88 million. Next year, it will go up to $97 million. In a few years, it might go even higher. If McDavid signs a short contract now, he can sign another one later when the cap is much bigger. That means he could make even more money. Other players have done this. Auston Matthews signed a 5-year deal in 2019. In 2023, he signed a 4-year deal. Leon Draisaitl just signed an 8-year deal for $112 million. But McDavid might want something shorter than all of them. Connor McDavid hasn't said much about his plans, but he did say this to NHL.com after the season. "I'm not in a rush to make any decision." He also said, "I need to do what's best for me and my family." These are clues that he is thinking very carefully. The Edmonton Oilers also know what's happening. Their new general manager, Stan Bowman, says he wants to keep McDavid. But McDavid said something important. He said, "If I feel that there's a good window to win here over and over again, then signing is no problem." That means he wants to be sure the team can keep winning. If McDavid signs a short deal, he will be a free agent again in 2029 or 2030. That means other teams will have a chance to try and sign him. Teams like the Maple Leafs, Panthers, Kings, and Flyers might all be watching. If McDavid becomes a free agent, they might try to get him. Experts are saying this could change how NHL contracts work. Sports writer Pierre LeBrun said, "There's a good chance McDavid will sign a shorter deal instead of an 8-year max one." ESPN's Greg Wyshynski said, "It's not just about money, it's about power and timing." Connor McDavid had another amazing season. In 2024 to 2025, he scored 100 points in 67 games. In the playoffs, he scored 33 points in 22 games. That was the most in the league. He was named playoff MVP, even though the Oilers lost in the finals. Because of his great numbers, McDavid is more valuable than ever. If he signs a short deal, he can sign again in a few years for a lot more money. Some people believe he could make over $18 million per year in his next deal. That would be the highest ever in NHL history. This kind of deal gives the player more power. Usually teams like long contracts, but short deals let players choose more often. They can pick better teams or wait for the salary cap to go up. That's why this is such a big deal. Right now, McDavid has a $12.5 million cap hit. If he signs again soon, that number could go way up. If he waits, it might go even higher. And that's why this decision is so important. It affects not just him, but the whole NHL. Some reporters say McDavid may take a deal with only 2 or 3 years. That would give him the chance to test the market again very soon, and if he wins a Stanley Cup in that time, he could leave Edmonton as a free agent and pick any team he wants. Connor McDavid's next contract could change everything. It might change how young players sign their first big deals. It might change how teams plan their future. And it might change how much money top stars can make. This is why so many people are watching July 1st. That's the day McDavid is allowed to start contract talks. If he signs a short deal, other players may copy him. That could mean big changes in the NHL's old contract system. And if McDavid does leave Edmonton in a few years, it could be one of the biggest moves in NHL history. Teams will spend a lot of money to get a player like him. But right now, the Oilers still have a chance to keep him. Whether he signs for 2 years, 4 years, or 8 years, McDavid is changing the game, not just on the ice, but at the contract table. He didn't need to say a lot. Just by thinking about a short deal, he has already made waves across the NHL. On July 1st, the hockey world will be watching because what Connor McDavid chooses to do next might change everything.
Cory Perry is going to
the
going to the LA Kings. He's going to be signing there. That's interesting for a lot of reasons. His time with Anaheim, his time with Edmonton. He's going back to play for a team that he annoyed for years and years. And also Dan Vladar, late of the Calgary Flames, is going to Philadelphia. That's a 2-year, $3.35 million AAV contract.
Just one day changed everything for the Los Angeles Kings. A 40-year-old NHL legend signed a new deal that shocked fans, coaches, and even other teams. He's played over 1,300 games and scored nearly 1,000 points. He's been to the Stanley Cup Final 5 times. Now he's on a new team, and this move could change the Kings forever.
The Kings are doing good things. It's just, again, have you done enough to beat the Oilers?
On July 1st, 2025, the Los Angeles Kings signed Cory Perry. He is a professional hockey player. He is 40 years old. He signed a 1-year contract for $3.5 million. Cory Perry is one of the most well-known players in hockey. He has played 1,392 NHL games. He scored 448 goals and got 487 assists. That is a total of 935 points. He is one of the top active players in the NHL today. He started his NHL career with the Anaheim Ducks. He won the Stanley Cup in 2007 with that team. He was also picked for the NHL All-Star Game 4 times, in 2008, 2011, 2012, and 2016. Last season, Perry played for the Edmonton Oilers. In the regular season, he played 81 games. He scored 19 goals and had 11 assists, making 30 points. In the playoffs, he played 22 games and scored 14 points. The Oilers made it all the way to the Stanley Cup Final. That was the 5th time in 6 years that Perry made it to the final. That is something very few players have done. He also made NHL history. He became the first player ever to score goals in the playoffs at age 39. Before that, the oldest player to do that was Jean Béliveau.